Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are, together again on the radio. You've heard me talk on the program so many times, about the fact that I have no kids. Some of you are new to the show. We've gone on in the last couple of months in some very large radio markets, big cities. Chicago, Phoenix, San Francisco, San Diego. Big towns, a lot of people listening who never heard the show before. And you're only coming in the middle of this, so you may not be aware. But the fact that I do not have children, it's not a matter of impotence. It's not a matter of not being able to find a chick. It's not a matter of, needing Viagra. I mean, I get these emails with people saying these things all the time. The reason I don't have kids is by glorious pre-planning and by design. I decided a long time ago that while I love them, care about what happens to them and all of that. Two things. One, I have a career that comes first. I like making a lot of money, I'll be honest with you. And I like what goes with my career, which is travel at the drop of a hat, frequently having to be someplace at the last minute, late nights, being on call to do certain things at all times. I even have a studio at home. I might have to go on the air at any time. And I like my work, and I like making a good living, and I like keeping what I make, and therefore I like living in my big home in the hills. I like having a great car. I like never to have to drive a minivan or an SUV, never, ever, ever. I like vacationing in Bordeaux and Spain and not Disney World or Legoland. Period. This past weekend, I wanted to go to Dallas to see a friend. I bought the tickets on Tuesday and was there on Saturday. I came back on Sunday. Didn't have to get, as they love to say, clearance from the flight deck. I didn't have to ask permission. I didn't have to wonder if there were any conflicts. I packed my duffel bag and got on the plane, and I was in Dallas Saturday night, and I had a great time. If you were at Dragonfly Saturday night, you saw me in Dallas. I was there. You know I was there. Lots of people came up to me to talk to me, and that's what I did. Dragonfly is like the hottest night spot right now in Dallas. And that's where I was Saturday night. And it was spectacular. And then I came right back. No explaining, no hiring a babysitter, no calling the daycare center, no asking my, relatives if they could take care of the kid. Nothing like that. I just went and did what I wanted to do and came back. And I love that. Now, you may not care about doing things like that. Hallelujah for you. But for me, I like having freedom to do what I want, when I want, with whom I want. I like the freedom to do nothing at all. I like the freedom to stay home, quietly, read, think, not be responsible for anybody's wishes or whims or complaints. I just like sitting around. Sunday, I had a Super Bowl party. 12 guys showed up, including Gary and Dean, and others you've heard on our show before. I had the kegerator with a keg of Sierra Nevada. That was good, right out of the tap. And we were drinking tequila. And we were watching the game on a big screen. No babies crying or interrupting. Nobody saying, "You're going to watch football again? You just watch the last week." No. I had complete freedom. Because that's the way I like it. It's by design. Now, again, those of you who have kids will say, but you don't understand. When you have a kid, you have to make certain sacrifices. But when you do, getting unconditional love is so wonderful. Look, there is no unconditional love. Believe me, if your kid thinks you were a jerk when you were raising the kid, your kid will never talk to you again when he turns 14, 15, 16. He'll do what I did. I left home at 16. See ya! And then what have you worked for? What have you spent all that money on? What have you limited your possibilities for success for? Why? I like seeing other people's kids. I like seeing my brother's kid. My nephew, Ryan, he's 5 years old. Reminds me of me when I was 5 years old. A lot of DNA we have in common. I love sending him presents for the holidays and then calling him up on the holidays, seeing how he's doing. I'll be in New York in a few months. I'll drop by. I'll spend some time with him. Fantastic. And then when I'm done, my brother will take care of him like he's supposed to. And, if he needs help, with bathroom habits, or if he needs help, knowing how to behave at the dinner table, my brother will handle that. I won't have to handle it. Doesn't mean I don't love him to death and really, really care about what happens to him, because I do. I'm just not cut out for this. But a number of people have written in to either imply that I'm somehow impotent or incapable of producing offspring, or they write in to say that I'm somehow dysfunctional because I don't choose to have kids or have not had kids, or because I like living alone. That's the other one people try to get at me with. I want you to know you can stop writing those emails because they are not having the desired effect. Those of you who sit down and write 20-paragraph missives about how I'm going to die alone, I'm going to be lonely, I'm going to be depressed and miserable, what makes you think I'm so alone all the time? I've got friends. I've got things to do. I've got hobbies and interests. I travel. I watch jazz all summer at the Hollywood Bowl. I drink the best wine in the world. I've got friends who've been my friends for 15, 20, 25 years. You're a loon. And because I like living alone and I don't have children, there are people out there who think somehow there's something wrong with me. But in reality, there's something wrong with you, because it bothers you so much that I get to do all the things you don't get to do. I'm not the only one who lives alone, and there are many people who had their kids and the kids moved out and now they live alone, and they understand what I'm talking about. I love it. I enjoy it. I cherish it. I look forward to it. Anyone who thinks that after I'm done with an afternoon or an evening of doing this, that I come home and I'm miserable or depressed or in any way unhappy because when I get there I don't have crumb crunchers running up to the front door, or because I don't have some human ATM machine coming up to greet me, you're wrong. And I'm saying this to you not because I'm in denial and not because, people say one thing and they mean another. I'm telling you, I've had plenty of time to think about it. I've been in therapy for 5 years, and I've never felt better about this stuff. So all you amateur psychiatrists out there who think somehow there's something wrong with me because I don't desire to have 2 or more kids, or because I don't desire to be locked up in a long-term relationship, guess again. There's nothing wrong. I say there's something wrong with you. Am I wrong?
Tom. 1-800-5800-TOM.
I remember you said this once. You said I could fart $3,000.
Yes. By the way, I have a new contract now. I'm farting 5,000 at a time.
Good for you.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Mary. Hello.
Hi, is this Tom?
Oh, did you want to talk to Tom?
Yep.
Okay, hold on, please. The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Mary on the Tom Leykis Show.
Is this Tom?
Did you want to talk to Tom?
Yep.
Hold on, please. The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Mary on the Tom Leykis Show.
Tom?
You want to talk to Tom?
Yep.
Okay, hold on, please. The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Mary on the Tom Leykis Show. Can I help you?
Tom?
Do you want to talk to Tom?
Why do you keep playing games?
Well, who are you talking to?
It could be one of your call taker people. I don't know.
You don't know? Hang on, let me get Tom for you. The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Mary on the Tom Leykis Show.
Why do you keep playing games?
Well, until you know who you're talking to, I'm going to continue to play games with you. When somebody says you're on the Tom Leykis Show, hello, tell me the list of people who might speak that phrase.
Well, to begin with, your call taker takes the call.
Right,
So
but you already talked to him.
You're calling if he's
All right, but when somebody picks up the phone and says you're on, and when someone picks up the phone and says you're on the Tom Leykis Show, you're not talking to the call taker anymore. You're now on the show. And who is the one and only, well, I said it 5 times to you. Who is the one and only person who can put you on the Tom Leykis Show? Does anyone else host the Tom Leykis Show except Tom Leykis?
Well, we're not going to go into this little debate.
It's not a debate, dear. You can't debate with the idiots.
Well, you're the idiot.
I'm not an idiot.
You're the one who always talks about women. I think you got jilted, and you need to get on some Prozac.
Are you a psychiatrist?
No, I'm not a psychologist, but it doesn't...
I said a psychiatrist, dear.
With all your
Are you a psychiatrist?
And not even knowing the definition of women out there, saying they're all ATM machine cards.
Women are human ATMs.
No, I'm not an ATM machine.
They want deposits made.
And I work.
So what? Doesn't mean you don't have a man whose money you also take.
Well, that's the part of being a man. He's supposed
There you go. It's part of being a man.
Remember that.
Part of being a man is being a human wallet. Part of being a woman is being a human ATM. You know, dear, it's not an accident that God designed the vagina to look like a wallet.
I don't know about that one, but that's your opinion.
Hey, I believe in God, and I'm telling you, God designed the vagina to look like a wallet for a reason.
No.
Men are supposed to make deposits.
To make the what?
Deposits.
Deposits?
Yes, into the ATM.
Well, if they're stupid enough to give their money, then you take it.
There you go. Then, of course, when I say women are human ATMs, you just prove my point.
No, but not all women. I have my own money.
I didn't use the word all. Dear, I didn't use the word all. You did.
And I still think you need to get on some Prozac, and you got jilted. That's why you have...
I see. Is that all you have? Is that all your material? Have you used up everything you have to say? You have no new material?
That's really all I wanted to tell you, to be honest with you. I don't need material. I just had 2 comments I wanted to
Well,
make.
don't repeat them again, dear, because unless you have new material, this call is going to end really soon.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, good. I'm glad you feel that way. Have a good evening. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Tony on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom.
Tony.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing okay.
I'm a new listener. Just started listening the past couple weeks.
Yes.
I had a comment in regards to what you said earlier about it. You're a fool if you have kids before you're 25 and all that.
Right.
I had my first son when I was 25. I kind of had a dead-end job. And actually, my son was the reason why. I'm now self-employed. I have a successful business going, and he was actually the reason for me succeeding in life. And I remember you were saying that most of the times that when you have a kid before 25, that it opposes you to mediocrity or success.
Not mediocrity. Mediocrity.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Anyways, I just wanted to share that thought, and also I like I said, I have kids, and I am envious of the way you live your life. As you were just saying, you do what you want to do, you go where you want to go. But I also see the point where when my kids are older, I've had kids when I was young enough to where I think that when they get old enough, I'll still be young enough to do the things that you do now, and I'll have kids to enjoy.
Yeah, but again, most people, that doesn't work for it. Even if it worked for you. The analogy I always use is that occasionally you'll read a story about somebody who was trying to kill themselves, and they jumped off a 10-story building, and they survived. Does that mean we should all jump off a 10-story building?
Oh, no. I mean, I agree with, if that's what works for you, then hey, great.
Right. I mean, my point is, if it worked for you, you're an exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Most people who have kids at a young age end up never accomplishing very much in careers. Now, they may find it richly rewarding to have children. That's fine. But mostly, their careers kind of plateau at that point.
Well, if you had asked me when I was 21 or 22 if I was having kids, and I told people, heck no, But when I have my first kid, now I can't see my life, any other way. But, that's just because I have kids. But I just wanted to tell you that I'm a new listener. I love your show, and I think you've got me for life.
I love that, Tony. Thanks a lot for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Rob on the Tom Leykis Show. Rob, hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Rob.
How you doing?
Doing great.
Awesome. I can't agree with you more on the fact of not having kids and being able to go and do what you want with your life. I got an older brother who lives a couple hours north of me here in Portland, and he's got a pair of twins that are nephews to me that are 15 years old, and I take them down to see a Red Sox game a couple times a year, which is extremely difficult to get tickets to, and take them to see Sea Dog games, and they have a great time with their Uncle Rob, and whenever I'm done with them, going around the city of Boston, I bring them back up. My brother takes them back home, and they go to school.
Perfect.
And I get to fly down to see Monday night football games down in Atlanta, or go to a college basketball game down in Penn State, or wherever I want to go and not have to worry about what's going on back home, because I'm not there.
How great is that?
It's unbelievable and awesome. The freedom, and these kids, when they go with me, when they go with their Uncle Rob, they say, they have the greatest time, and they call on the fire and say, wow, this is awesome. Uncle Rob's taking us here, taking us there. And, they live, obviously, up in northern Maine. There's not a lot of things going on up there, so trust me, when I take them to Boston, they're just beside themselves. I can't believe it. Buy 3 seats right up behind home plate. And if I had my own kids and try to take these kids and my kids down to try to get tickets to a Yankee Red Sox game at Fenway Park, Tom, I would definitely have to get a second job.
Or you'd have to sit in the bleachers with Bucky Dent. That's what you'd have to do.
You ain't kidding. It just makes it so much easier. And not only that, we got a nice hunting camp up north, and I'm the Uncle Rob, no wife around and no kids. Anytime we go into camp, and it's always just the guys, and these boys go in, who's the one in charge of bringing the magazines up for these boys to be able to look at and enjoy some fun?
You're the cool Uncle Rob.
And don't think for a second that they don't love it. They do. And they're not the only ones. Their father loves it, too. That's why his wife sits at home all the time.
I'll bet that's true.
And that's the deal I got worked out with him. Hey, if you ever want me to start bringing these magazines up so your boys can't look at them, you just bring your wife up here once, and I won't bring those magazines back again. He says, oh, that ain't a problem at all.
I love that, Rob. Portland, Maine. I've been to Portland, Maine many, many times. I think it's spectacular. I've seen the Portland Pirates play hockey.
Yes.
At the Civic Center.
Yep. Going to see the Pirates is always a great time.
Love it.
Even going over to see the Sea Dogs at Hadlock Field, Tom,
Sea Dogs, by the way, are minor league baseball. I've been there, too.
Yeah, and now they're the farm team for the Red Sox.
What's the name of what's the mascot?
Slug of the Sea Dog.
There we go.
Yeah, Slug of the Sea Dog. And
been
he's
there.
cool, too, But, and as much fun as that is going over to Hadlock to see those guys play, it's not anything like going to see a professional sports team play.
Oh, no doubt about it.
It's a totally different environment, and as nice as that field is, I'm sure you go to see the Dodgers play, the condition of that ballpark and what it's like in there compared to going to a minor league field is night and day.
Well, of course it is. Of course it is. Well, Rob, I'm so glad to hear from you. It sounds like you are the cool Uncle Rob who gets all the benefits of the kids and none of the problems.
Absolutely. Tom, could you take me out Enid Claw style?
Enid Claw style. Here you go. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Paul on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Dad, it's always good to talk to you.
Yes, I know.
Hey, quick question for you. You know how just a while ago you were talking to a lady and you were telling her that the females are the human ATM pretty much, and that the vagina is shaped like a wallet?
Yes.
Well, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Would the rear end of that female be where I swipe my debit card?
1-800-5800.
I got a problem. I'm 20 years old, married, and I have a kid.
That's 2 problems.
And I got another one, too.
That's 3.
Last night, me and my best friend's wife hooked up.
That's 4 and 5.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show from Los Angeles at 1-800-5800-TOM. I'm talking about the barrage of email I get from people who seem to imply I'm somehow dysfunctional because I don't have children, don't want to have children. People try to imply that I can't have children, or that I can't find a female. I leave alone. I love it. And all you amateur psychiatrists out there, give up, give up, give up. Sean on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
I'm okay.
All right, well, I kind of wanted to share my story just to give a good example of why having a kid so early in life can just throw a monkey wrench into the whole thing. I was 20 years old. I had already joined the military, had that going for me, was trying to get a career going as a pilot. Met a girl and wasn't smart about what I was doing. Ended up getting her pregnant. Then thought I had to do the right thing, quote unquote. Ended up getting married. Worst thing that ever happened to me. Went down a really bad road. Turned to drinking, and it was just terrible. Worst idea I've ever had. And to this day, it's just, if I would have, just realized that all you need to do is just, be safe about things and, condoms. I mean, it's the easiest thing in the world for me now to know, but back then I was young and dumb and stupid. Ended up getting a girl pregnant, and they had to do the worst thing possible was to go ahead and get married. Thinking that was the right thing to do. So many people were telling me it wasn't, but I thought it was, and I did, and it was probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Thank you for telling that story.
Yeah, now I'm in the divorce process. It's almost over, but it's been a nightmare since day one, and I just hope everyone can take something out of it. They can hear the stories on the radio and say, hey, I heard this story. Now if they find themselves in their situation, hopefully they'll make better decisions than I did.
Thank you for that, Sean.
Hey, thanks.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Joe on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, Tom. How's it going?
Okay.
Good. Hey, you know how they're telling you that you should have kids because you shouldn't die from a lonely death? Well, I'm actually an ER physician. I work here in L.A., and let me tell you about some of the cases I see. On the average, about 7 to 10 patients are dropped off every night by the kids because they can no longer take care of their mom and dad. And these moms and dads are sent off to nursing homes where they die from an awful death, bed sores and infections and all kinds of stuff, and the kids take off with the money. So just because you have kids doesn't guarantee you to necessarily have a good, wonderful life when you're about to die. I personally think what you should do is instead of spending your money on your kids, save your money, invest it in a good place, and then when you're towards the end of your life, you hire an 18-year-old from Colombia who will take care of you and just buy yourself a condo by the beach, and that's the way to go, you know? Who needs these kids?
Hiring an 18-year-old Colombian. I'm going to give that some thought myself.
I'm serious. Invest your money and think about it, because that's the way to go, my friend.
Love it.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Just been back from Colombia, so it's fresh in my mind. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Lynn on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Lynn.
I just wanted to let you know that you've got a girl over here who is completely behind you 100%.
You need to get in front of me.
Okay.
I'll get behind you.
But, you know, I actually belong to a group called No Kidding. It's a nationwide organization, and basically nobody has kids in our group. We get together and we have poker night. We'll go out to dinner. We'll go out clubbing. We'll go to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And the main thing we have in common is none of us have kids.
And you all have sex with each other, which is also great.
Well, we won't say that. But no, I can drive the kind of car I want to drive.
Right.
I can live in the kind of house I want to live in.
That's right.
Without worrying about it. You know, I've got friends who have kids. They're great kids. They love it when Aunt Lynn comes over. And but it's just not for me. And you know what? Whoever thinks that you're crazy and you're going to die alone, you know what? We're all going to die alone eventually. So
there's no guarantee that being married to somebody or having kids is going to mean that when you're old and sick, they're going to want to be around you anyway.
You know, one of my best friends is 42 and happens to be diabetic and very, very sick, and he's living with his parents. He's back with his parents. They're taking care of him again. And, you know, they're in their 70s. They should be enjoying life, and they're busy worrying about their, 40-some-year-old son. So, it goes both ways. And I'm behind you, in front of you, I guess,
yes.
Completely. And whoever gives you a hard time about it, they're missing something in their life, because we're definitely not missing anything in ours.
Tell me. Thank you, Lynn.
Take care.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Isaac on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
Pretty good.
First of all, I just want to say all the people who are telling you that, you've got a problem because you don't want to have kids or whatever, I think people who don't want to have kids shouldn't have kids, period. I mean, if you're going to have a kid, that's a huge responsibility. You're signing up for
But people think, it goes beyond that. People think you should want it.
Yeah, but not everybody does. Some people do, and they should. And they should, go into it knowing what it means and not go into it too early or too young.
Right.
But, I mean, I was lucky enough to be born to people who wanted kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I've had friends, I've known people who their parents didn't really want them, resented them their whole life, and how do you think that makes somebody turn out,
I agree.
So, yeah, that's really all I had to say. If you could blow me up, I'd appreciate it, Tom.
Of course I can. 1-800-5800-TOM. Brian on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
All right. Hey, man, first off, I just want to say you are the man.
Thank you.
I'm from northern Arizona, so I don't get to hear you much. I'm down in Phoenix for training for work, and I just caught you last week, and you're a godsend for us men. You are like the word of reason.
Thank you for that.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm in a situation of like a lot of the other guys, you hear on your radio, 19 years old, got a girl pregnant, didn't know what a condom was because I was too stupid, and I've been paying for it for the last 10 years. I have a twin brother that hates kids just to test them. And, we work for the same company. We both make pretty good money.
Yeah.
But he has a big house. He has a nice car. He has a big screen TV.
Right.
It's
and you don't.
Exactly. I have what's called child support.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So,
which is really new boyfriend support when you get right down to it.
Exactly. I'm paying for her new car, her boyfriend's new car, all the good stuff in life.
Exactly.
That I should be living it up. But, hey, one night of stupidity leads to 18 years of frustration.
How?
I can't go any further than saying I was just young and dumb.
Young, dumb, and full of stupidity.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Well, hey, man, I just wanted to say what's up. I hope I can get you on the Internet when I get back up to northern Arizona.
You can indeed.
And, man, keep on keeping on.
Brian, thank you very much for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Paul on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
What's going on?
Just doing a radio show here, Paul.
Yeah. You know, I just wanted to say that, you know, I'm kind of tired of the whole cliche that, you know, you need to get married. You know, you need to have a baby as soon as possible. You know, there's a lot of people out there that I just, you know, who feel like they just kind of jump right into it because they feel that they have to, they're forced right into it. And it's just kind of silly, you know, that there's a lot of people out there that are having children that aren't really suited to have children. You know, and we always wonder, we're asking the same questions. Why is education going down? You know, why are we having these same issues every single year? Every 4 years we elect a new president, but we can never solve these same situations because we keep, you know, mass producing. You know, our country is just massively producing because we feel that we have to and that we're forced to.
Right.
But once again, you know, if you don't want to have a child, then I think that those people are stepping up to the plate, you know, for themselves. And I think it's really hard to say, you know, I just don't want to have a child. That's just not my thing.
Well, I agree with you. Unfortunately, there are people who believe that everybody should do the same thing, that we have the same expectations, the same requirements.
Exactly. You know, I just think that, you know, if we really want to be able to kind of change some things in lives, you know, in Arizona, I know that right now our state is actually being fined based on our education because of, you know, the illiteracy rate is so high. You know, why don't we look at some of those things in the economy? Why don't we look at some of those things that are kind of situations right now instead of trying to put more, make more babies and, you know, and just put more money into those types of citizens where it's just so simple it is just use a condom or use the right contraceptive when it comes to having sex and don't be so stupid about it.
Good points, Paul. Thank you very much for the call. Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Bob on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom, hey, I just want to tell you, man, it's an honor to talk to you.
I know.
I went through about a divorce about a year ago, right?
Yes.
And people like you that pick us up off the floor. You know, the woman dumps you. You got to have a little bit of a pickup. Now I'm living in North Scottsdale, loving life.
And the chicks in Scottsdale are hot as a pistol.
Oh, I'm telling you, and you know.
And if you lie to them and tell them you're a doctor, they're even hotter.
You know what, Tom? I've thought about that, and I've been listening to your show for about a week now, and I'm working on my whole entire agenda there.
Excellent. Wherever you live, just tell them you're living there temporarily until your house is completed.
Absolutely.
Then you drive over to like Gainey Ranch or Camelback Mountain somewhere and you say, see, that's my house, the one that's being worked on over there. When the work is done, I'm moving back in.
Exactly.
And by the time you tap that ass and she finds out you lied to her, you move on to the next victim.
Absolutely, and I'm in the construction field, so I've got my whole little, I'm a developer.
So you know where all the construction sites are. That's right. You tell a girl after you've been out to dinner, let me show you my house.
Yes.
And you bring her to the biggest project anybody's working on.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no name on the project or anything. There's just like a fence around it or some crime scene tape or whatever. You take her, you show her that. Then you take her back to your place, which you tell her is this dump I'm living in until I move. No matter how nice it is. This is just a dump.
Absolutely.
And then you nail her, and then later on, when she finds out that you were fake, who cares?
Who cares? They're all pretty much high-priced hookers anyway, right? Anyway, Tom, take me out with a Lacey Peterson because it's better than a divorce.
That would be tasteless, Bob.
Emmer. Hey. Emmer, make that
1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Jim on the Tom Leykis Show. I have less than a minute, Jim.
Mr. Tom, we enjoy having you here in Phoenix.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to share a story. I had a former fiancé for 7 years. Just in the middle of one night, wake up, sit up, and tell me I needed to take a crap or get on.
Crap or get off the pot.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I told her, well, unbelievable, but You can move out tomorrow. But you got to figure, Tom, this has been 7 years. I've been single ever since. And had I not had that ATM trailer following behind, where could I have been?
Well, you're going to make up for lost time now, Jim. Now you're going to get more ass than a toilet seat. And you're going to use that ass cracker on the ATM card through our email address, tom@blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.